Oh, right. I bought this Peugeot. I had it for a couple of weeks. All of a sudden, the dash lit up like a Christmas tree. Lights are flashing everywhere. I was a few miles from home. I do have breakdown cover, but I did manage to drive home in limp mode. When I got back, I put my snap-on diagnostic tool on there. It's a Peugeot 2008 1.6 HDI 2014. That's it there. Oh my god, as you can see, the engine management light's on. So let's do a code scan on it. Now I already know because I've tested it, and it's an injector issue, injector 4. So obviously I plugged it in on there. That's the first thing that came up. I went out to the engine, undid the clip, and put the multimeter on there, and it came back 0 resistance. So obviously the injector's at fault, and I've ordered a reconditioned one. That's what we're doing in this video. We'll take that one out, we'll put the reconditioned one in. As a matter of fact, it was probably the cheapest one I could find. It was from a place called WT Diesel, and they're UK. You get 1 year's guarantee with it. It came the next day. There's loads on eBay and stuff, but we'll go into that in a second. But we'll go down, scan through. There we go. Injector 4 signal open circuit. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it would be the injector, so you need to test first. If you I'll show you how to do that as well. But we put a multimeter on there. We'll do a resistance test. If it comes back 0, then it's an open circuit and it's not working. Apart from that, I mean, electric window, that's all irrelevant at the minute. So yeah, we won't bother clearing the code. We'll just come out of it and turn it off for the minute. Well, whilst we're sat here in the car, I went on eBay and ordered a remanufactured injector, and this is what came. Didn't have any sort of sleeve, any covers over any holes, and it's been sandblasted. Which, if you use some sort of media to blast an injector, bearing in mind all these orifices that can get stuff in, it's a no-no. I did a resistance check on it, and it came back at 20,000, which means it's good, but there's a little tiny nick in the end of the injector nozzle there. So I moaned to them. They gave me my money back. I asked for a printout. I asked where the printout is, because you should have a printout of the test and everything. They said they don't do that. So I took it to a local diesel injector place. They put it on the machine, and within 5 minutes it failed. So even though it showed it had the resistance, it still failed. It started losing the resistance, and after 5 minutes the man wouldn't carry on. He said, listen, I'm not testing it any further. He said, because that's no good. So just beware what you buy on eBay. Whereas this is what I bought from WT Diesel, and this is what they should look like. Should come with an end on. This comes with a brand new copper washer, and you've got a cover on here. So that has been, well, it's definitely had something more than that one done. Like I said, it comes with a guarantee. You get this printout, so it gives you a code to code in the injector. You've got all your stuff there that they've done to it, so you know this has actually been through proper testing, and it's all working. And it even, if you don't know what you're doing, even comes with a bit of a information sheet telling you what to do, so at least it gives you some sort of advice on that. I'm not a mechanic, I just try and fix everything myself because it's cheaper, and I've had such bad experience with other mechanics that I'm more hands-on and try and do it myself. Anyway, that is that. Next thing, we're going to take it apart and fit the new one. Alright guys, it's pretty easy to get into this injector. You got this which is clipped on here, which you can pull out. I've already undone some of it, so you've got to pull these plugs off of there. You've got these two little bolts there. Just undo those, move it out of the way, and then you've got the air box. You can undo this. There we go. That leaves you enough room to move this about. And this is the injector over here. They can be hard to get off. I had a little screwdriver down that gap, push that and just leaving it until it came off. Get that out of the way. You get your multimeter and you put it on 200 ohms. Now you can get two little, I made two little connectors up before, but you can get in here. Just about. With a bit of jiggery pokery. Sliding about. Like I said, you can make two little spade connectors up. There I've got two about somewhere. Doesn't matter which way you touch them, you just got to touch them on the pins. Right. When I get them on the pin, let's have it for a second then. There we go. Straight down to 0. That's it. Let's try this recon one off. Just bought. Back in, it's tightened up, should torque it, but the torque's, I don't know, if it's like anything else, like 6 newtons, my torque wrench don't even work that good for that. So I always just tighten them up sort of as tight as I can with one hand. Always seems to work, but whilst I was doing it, I've managed to break the return line. Now this is not the first time this has happened to me. These bits get really stuck on it. You have to pull them up and then you can pull them off, or you see I was doing it with a screwdriver and they wouldn't pull up. It's all fiddly to get your fingers in, and then as I moved it, boom, it snapped that side. And like I said, it goes brittle anyway. These are only cheap, you can pick these up from like 12 quid online usually. I just had a look on eBay, the one for this particular model that I looked at, there's a few on there but it's like 16 quid. I have got a spare on another engine, but I don't particularly want to take that off. I want to keep that engine unmolested, otherwise I could have took the injector out and everything, so I don't really want to touch that other engine. But yeah, so I'm going to order a new one of these. What I do is I put all this back on there. I'm going to cover this up with a plastic bag so no water can get in here, because I've had it before years ago where I had a transit in parts. Someone was putting a new pump in for me. Pump didn't fit. Someone on eBay sent me the wrong one. I sent it back. And by the time we came back to fit the right pump, the engine was full of water. So it's always good to cover your whole engine with a bag if you're going to leave bits open. So yeah, we'll come back to it once this new part's here. We'll get that on, and that'll be that. So I've got the new part, £16 on eBay. Hopefully it's the right part. And it's just gonna go in there as long as it don't. The tendency of these things breaking or leaking if you twist them too much. So that one on, that one on. Feel them clicking. That's it, and that's it. That is, that's that. And now all we need to do is put it back together. Exactly how it came apart. Right, just putting it back together. You've got to get this phone back in. It's a bit of a pig. You've got to try and squidge it round and manoeuvre it in. And you've got to go between the fuel filter and the injector, so you have to sort of wiggle it round. But once it's in, it's in. And you've just got to put these air connectors back on. I'll take that off, it'll be easier. See, there's two little lines there to line up. Mass sensor, cables, these little bolts. Like I said, that's it. I've just got to code in the injector, and like I said, that comes on the piece of paper. All you do is delete the old code, add the new code. You can do it without, well, you can't do it without a machine. You need to code it in, but you can put an injector in without coding it in. It'll run a bit rough to begin with, but it should learn it on its own. So, but it's always better if you've got a new one. You can just code it in, and the engine will run perfect straight away. And that is that.